To everyone, delighted to have everyone here. I'm glad to be joined by the Attorney General, and we have two pieces of legislation that she has worked very hard on. The first one is Senate Bill 450. Senator Johnson.
He is on his way.
All right, he's on his way, and Representative Richmond, Marcus is here. And then the second one is by Senator Dismang and Representative Penzo. I see Representative Penzo, which is Senate Bill 514. And I see Senator Johnson, who's now here. Come on up here, Senator Johnson, and all the legislators come on up here. Y'all had a part in this. Good to see you. So I'd like to ask the Attorney General first to talk about Senate Bill 450 by Senators Johnson and Representative Richmond, an act to establish the Arkansas New Farm Machinery Quality Assurance Act.
Well, thank you, Governor. And this bill, and I appreciate the legislative leadership on this, agriculture is such an important part of our state, and certainly as the wife of a farmer, I understand it at home and at work. And so what this bill does is essentially create a lemon law for new farm equipment. So if a farmer purchases a new piece of machinery, and just like if you purchase a new vehicle, again, not a used vehicle, not a used piece of farm equipment, if you purchase a new tractor, for example, and you are just having problems after problems and cannot get repaired, it gives the dealer, I believe, 3 opportunities to have that repaired before that lemon law goes into effect. And this is just important to protect our state's agriculture industry, and so I certainly appreciate Senator Johnson and Representative Richmond for the leadership on this. I know they come from agriculture parts of the state as well, so they probably hear about these issues as much as I do.
Yes. So we all hope we never have to use these warranties.
Exactly.
Well, that's a great piece of legislation. Let's go ahead and sign this then, Senate Bill 450. And I see the Farm Bureau that's here, so thank you for your support of this. Did you have anything you wanted to say?
Well, we're excited about this. You know, this is another layer of protection for farmers. As you all know, this equipment can be very expensive. And we worked with the dealers. This is Michelle Kitchens. I'm Jeff Pitchford, the Farm Bureau. We work with Dealers Association. We work with the manufacturers, Caterpillar, John Deere, and others on this, and to put this together. So we're excited about it and what it can do to protect farmers.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeff. All right, Senate Bill 450. Is now passed into law. And who gets this? We need another pen. Okay, and then we have another bill here that the Attorney General has been instrumental in and has been advocating for, and this is Senate Bill 514 and on telecommunication service providers. Would you explain the bill?
Sure, happy to, Governor. Well, this is probably the #1 issue that my team and I address every single day, or I hear about as I travel across the state of Arkansas, and that deals with the incessant robocalls that Arkansans get. This was, I believe, noted as the most popular bill in the session, Governor, because it received 0 no votes. And what this bill does essentially is, if someone uses bad intent to deceive someone by tricking the caller ID to make that robocall, it raises it to a felony level, but it also puts the impetus on our service providers, our telephone providers, the telecoms world, to make sure that they are reporting to the Public Service Commission. And we have worked very closely with T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and others. My team has done a phenomenal job at the Attorney General's office working with telecoms and the Public Service Commission to make sure that this is a reality so we can start to stop these robocalls, because they not only drive people up the wall, and I'm sure many of you all have probably gotten a call or two while we've been in this bill signing. But unfortunately, they cost Arkansans thousands, if not millions of dollars every single year. So this is a great consumer protection bill, and I'm just thrilled to be part of it, so thank you, Governor. And thank you to Representative Penzo and Senator Dismang for their leadership in pushing it through a very difficult process in both sides of the Capitol.
Thank you.
And I will concede that this is a very popular bill, but yesterday, I signed another popular bill, which was 40 minutes of recess.
That's better.
That one is hard to beat.
And having my 8-month-old daughter here, she is going, that recess, see, she perked up on recess.
Well, listen, I'm happy to sign it, and I appreciate all the work that you do, General Rutledge, in protecting the consumers, advocating for them, and trying to address something that's really a nuisance in individuals' lives. But so thank you for pushing this, and Representative Penzo as well. And we got it through the Senate, so I was glad to see that. So with that, you said there wasn't any no votes on this?
Not a one. One senator said his wife would leave him if he voted no.
All right, Senate Bill 514 is now enacted into law. I think it's a good deal.
Put this in this pocket.
Representative Penzo?
Thank you,
Good.
sir. Appreciate it very much.
And did we have any other groups here that should be recognized on this, that recognize the Farm Bureau? But I know we have some people that worked hard on this, so thank you very much as well.
And we do have a number of staff in the public protection, the Deputy of Public Protection, Chuck Carter in the back, and the Senior Assistant, Sean Johnson, David McCoy, so many of the AG's office staff here, so I just appreciate you all very much for your hard work and diligence on this.
So, General, we have distinguished members of the media here. Do you all have any questions?
I've got an unrelated question.
You want to grab me afterwards?
Yeah.
All right.
So other states have passed similar legislation, and they have yet to see a significant reduction in the amount of calls that people get from scam artists. When would you hope to see a reduction here in Arkansas from this legislation?
We're hopeful that a reduction, that because the telecoms industry is required to report to the Public Service Commission with this bill, that they will institute new practices, new technology to stop these robocalls. Jason, I know that you are a huge consumer advocate, and I appreciate your work, but we are also working with our federal partners and members of Congress and senators to address things at the FCC level, because it's going to take that federal-state partnership to shut these out-of-control phone calls down.
You mentioned that your office obviously does a lot of work or gets a lot of complaints about these types of calls. In your investigation, how many of them are actually originating in people who are in Arkansas and would be subject to this enhanced penalty?
Well, sure. Well, very few are being originated here, and that's the difficulty with tracking down and investigating the individuals who are originating these calls. And that's why it was such an important piece of legislation to get through, and working hand in hand, again, with AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, others, to have industry say, we understand this is a problem and that we are willing to work with government to help stop it. So that's going to be where the real piece to stop it is getting our telecoms to block those phone calls when they have spoofed number.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you.